Hi, it's Elise here. And before I say anything else, I would just want to say thank you so much for all of the feedback, the likes, the comments, the shares, the DMs, the birthday wishes. I had so many really lovely messages from my last video, and I just want to say thank you. It makes it really worthwhile in terms of the effort of making these videos, and I love to hear from you. You made my weekend, so thank you. So I will definitely be publishing the rest of my videos on my life tips, the things that I've learned over the last 53 years, and this is tip number 2. So I'm going to take you back to a time when I was in my late 20s, and during that time I was working for part of Lloyds TSB group. I had a really big job. I'd climbed my way up the career ladder very quickly, and part of my responsibility was managing a 24/7, 350, 400 seat call centre, both in London, and also we had some people in Scotland as well. So this was very full on, very full on. I was a single mum. I had a small baby, Amy, my eldest daughter, was very young at the time. And you can imagine this was a pretty stressful time for me. And the difficulty was I didn't know when to stop. As a natural nurturer, I wanted to help everybody. I wanted to be there for everybody. And work was incredibly stressful at the time because Lloyds TSB was going through a lot of change. There were an awful lot of acquisitions going on at the time. And my job seemed to multiply and expand in scope every 6 months or so. And I literally worked myself into the ground. One Sunday morning I woke up and I was blind in my left eye. I developed a condition called optic neuritis. I had a severe case of it. It's a neurological disease. It's brought on by stress and other aspects of basically not looking after yourself, in my case. It's pretty serious. I lost about 70 or 80% of my sight, and only about 10 or 20% of that ever really came back in my left eye, only in one eye, thank goodness. I was in hospital a long time. You can imagine the havoc that created at home because I was a single mum. It was very difficult time. It also reoccurred about 6 months later, and I think that second occurrence is when I really learned my lesson. And the lesson that I learned is that we are only human. We are all frail to a degree. No matter how invincible we think we are, we need to look after ourselves first. You know what they say during the safety briefing when you sit down on an aeroplane? In the event of something happening, put your own mask on first. That is incredibly simple but good advice. Now, I did write an article on this on LinkedIn. I published it a few months ago. I think it still stands the test of time, so I'm going to link to it. I would love to hear your thoughts, your feedback on what works for you in terms of looking after yourself, both mentally and physically. So that's my tip for you. Please do like, share, comment, DM me if you found this useful. I will keep them coming. So I'm going to plan on doing one every day this week. That's going to be tough, but I'm going to try and do it. So stay with me. And in the meantime, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much.